Hey there, guys. What's going on? So, happy Thursday. Thursday. Happy Thursday. You know, me not knowing what day of the week it is has bitten me in the butt more than once, but that's alright. It's like when we were in elementary school and they said, you got to be careful, even high school. You're never going to have a calculator with you everywhere you go. You better learn how to do 20% of a tip. And then someone out there said, nay, lady. I'm going to make the calculator rap. And lo and behold, we were good from ever needing to know math for the rest of our lives. I know bodybuilder math. I can count by 45s like it's nothing. Well, I can count by 45 on a bar and then add 90 every time. Because you got 45, you got 135, 225, 315, 405, and so on and so forth. So, man, that's the important math, and that's what that's all we really need to know, Otherwise, it doesn't really, it doesn't do much for us, right? The phone does it for us. Our bodies calculate the macros for us. We don't have to tell our body, listen, body, I did the math and you ate 300 grams of protein today. And the body goes, great, I'll synthesize 300 grams of protein today. Thanks, John. No. It just does it by itself. It's nice to know, but I'd like to think we're all capable of basic addition. If not, welcome to getting schooled on math, buddy. So, if you have 1 rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, 4 reps, that's math. That's counting, that's math, and man, we're on our way to Meathead 101. I'm not even sure where I'm going with that one. But we're heading to the gym now a little bit later than normal because, to tell you the truth, this morning I have no good reason at all. I had a really laid back morning. Didn't have to be out of the house at any time in particular at all. And that came to bite me a little bit because I'm not really used to that. So I ended up jerking around a little bit, hanging out with my dog, running around with him in the backyard. And before I realized that it was a little later than I wanted it to be. So I still got my meals in. Started my meals a little later than normal, so we're kind of 1 meal behind, but still have 3 in us for the workout. I'll just stick 2 meals closer together with my pre-workout meal, so that'll be alright. I'm not really worried about getting the calories in today. I'm only like an hour or so off. But boulder shoulders today, man. Boulder shoulders and some traps. Nobody harassed me for trap workouts today, so I guess we hit the nail on the head last week, which is great. Oh, excuse me. But I don't know, man. I'm feeling good, feeling strong, feeling heavy. I say that every time, but every time that's kind of how I'm feeling. The body's working, and I'm looking forward to going in there today, killing it, seeing how we feel. I'm gonna try to. How do I look? Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to the barber after my workout today. Hopefully it's not too crowded, because I got to get one done before the holidays, obviously, or else I'm gonna look like the elf in the shelf that's been through some shit. Man. So, something cool I want to talk to you guys about today. Excuse me, my whole throat's been really dry lately. But something cool I wanted to talk to you today about is a buddy of mine reached out to me. And we were talking about, just doing things in life, accomplishing things. And one of the things he said to me was, he's like, I'm feeling like that old age, He's upper 30s, somewhere around there. I'm actually not 100% sure, but, guys, we don't even know each other's birthdays, let alone exactly how old they are. So we're, it's okay, right? But he said that to me, and he was like, I'm just trying to get it all in there. Like, I'm not feeling the old age hitting, but, I'm just aware that age is a thing now. And what I said to him is something I fully, truly believe, man, is age is absolute bullshit. No matter how old you are, it does not matter. You know, we're taking ourselves and building a life completely out of the ordinary from what the quote-unquote average person is ready to do. You know, the average person's happy to be told what to do their entire lives and never work out and eat Twinkies and ho-hos and never go to the gym. So I like to make it a real point of purpose, I guess you could say, to never live my life from calculating to just in general living my life a way that they do. Because if I want to be different, and I want to be different than the average person, well, then I can't be using their calculations as well. So when I look at age, you know, I've always seen, God, this would turn wrong. It's starting to sound like Chris Hansen's, one of the Chris Hansen's guys. That's not what we're talking about. When I'm talking about age and experiences in life, right? That's where age truly comes into play. That's where age truly matters, you know? I know people that are 22 years old, they have a cubicle job, and they don't know it yet, but their life is over. You know? They're never really going to experience much else. They're not going to buy a house. They don't want a family. They don't want kids. They don't want anything like that. They have no passions, no goals, no desires. They just sit in a cubicle every day and stay alive for this company that doesn't care about them. And for me, that's not a life worth living, man. That's not worth it. I could never see myself living that way. And I've spent my entire life working toward escaping that. You know, they call it escape the matrix. Well, it really is escaping the matrix. So there's people that are 22 and they're dead already, you know? And I know people that are in their 70s that are alive and well, where they're happy, they're exercising, they're experiencing things, they're experiencing life, they have hobbies, they have a reason to wake up in the morning. The day you start to really, in my opinion, not be alive anymore as a person is the day you wake up with no reason to wake up. The day you wake up and you say, man, I don't have a reason to get out of this bed. That's the reason you're no longer on this planet. And we know a lot of people that are going through that every single day. You know, depression's a real thing. It's a rough thing. But people go through it. It's not a disease where it's an incurable thing. You got to look at it and say, okay, I'm depressed, but why am I depressed? You know, what's going on in my life that's causing me to feel this way? And what can I rectify in it to make it go away? You know, it's not some sad, overwhelming abundance of negativity that no matter what, you have to feel forever because you're you, right? It's like, that's not the case, man. Therapists might want you to feel that way, but that's just so you keep coming back. You know, if you look at somebody who's approaching your problems from an emotional standpoint and appeasing your emotional traumas, when your emotions are already all out of whack, that's not going to help you solve the problem. But when there's a clear, distinctive thing, whether it's emotional or trauma, that is in your way from being happy in this life, man, it is your duty as a human and your duty to everybody else around you that I've said before who cares about you, loves you, right? Your duty to them too to set that shit straight, man. Because you deserve to live the life that you always dreamed about. Theoretically. But man, you only deserve that life if you're willing to put in the work to earn it. You know, you can't go to a therapist and they're going to flip a switch, give you some medication, and say your problems have gone away forever with no side effects. Poof. Like Fairly Odd Parents, right? You have to say, well, why am I depressed? What's going on? What's wrong? And what can I do to make that go away forever? You know, how do I kill that emotion? You know, emotions are a good thing to have. You don't want to be never feeling anything. And if you look at someone, I've always had a very stoic mentality in life, with just full control of my emotions no matter what. I never let them take over, or at least I try not to, of course, you know. But what people don't understand is there's a difference between controlling your emotions and never feeling anything. Because you can feel everything, but it's your reaction to that feeling is where the control lies. So, dummy. People can't drive. But I digress there. When it comes to controlling your emotions, man, it's just how you respond to a situation, you know? Like that guy's driving like a jerk off. I want to rear end him, but I won't. You know? That sounds like a lot of fun. This guy in a ludicrously lifted pickup truck, which, don't get me wrong, I think they look nice too, but he's driving like a jerk off. I want to tell him, sir, you have the smallest testicles I've ever seen, but I'm not going to, because it's not worth it. You know, that's controlling your emotions. You can still feel those things. You can still think that guy's an idiot, or why is that guy driving like a jerk off? But the road rage that comes from it, that's controlling your emotions. And we all do it here or there, you know. Wanted to slap the in-laws, or I don't know, man. When they forget the extra ketchup in the bag, you go somewhere, that hurts. Man, that hurts. When they mess up your coffee at Starbucks, and it's like, you're not going to wait on the line again. You know, but that emotional strength and that willpower to control your emotions and not be a jerk off about it. That's where emotional strength lies. So, I unbelievably went off topic here, talking about my buddy and growing old and starting to realize it. And I was telling him that your life is based, or rather your age, quote unquote, is entirely on what you experience in your life, man. You know, you're as old as the things you've experienced and the ones you plan to have. But man, like I said, the day that those go away, the day you don't have a reason to wake up in the morning, what are you here for? And you can always figure out something else, and I encourage every one of you to figure something out and a reason to get up in the morning, especially if you don't have one right now, because it's going to make you a hell of a lot happier. And you know, it might be the 21st, 22nd, whatever it is, of December. Do yourself a favor. Don't wait until New Year's. Just figure it out now. Start testing things, start thinking, and ask yourself what'll make you happy, so that by the time New Year's comes around, you're already a week into it, man. You know, we have that time right now, and don't lose the fight in your mind to your own happiness, because you deserve to have full control over that whenever you want to access it. All right, so back to shoulders. Back to shoulders after the emotional trauma dump right there. I hope the weight was lifted off your shoulders by accepting all of that. I know mine was. And now that the trauma and weight and etc. is off my shoulders, man, I'm ready to load it back up. So I'll bring you guys back inside for a couple lifts, and I'll see you in there. All right, so we are one set prior to our work set. So this is the one I always call the proprioception set. Now, the reason we do this is because if I'm going to use the 60s as my real good work set, right, and I'm warming up with the 20s, that's a big jump from 20 to 60. So I want to hop in the middle, do 40 pounds for a couple reps, but I don't want to burn out my energy for it. So what I'll do is the proprioception set, which essentially wakes my nervous system up and says basically, you know, come on, we're about to lift some heavy ass weight. Let's get to it. So this is the prop set. You're going to see that I'm not going to failure remotely, but I'm just letting the muscle know, hey, it's time to lift some big boy weights. Okay. 2, 3. And that's it. You know, it's decent intensity, but nothing that's going to make us sore from it. So we're gonna take a little bit of rest, and then it's time for the actual work set. All right, now it's time for the work set. We got the 65s. Let's see what we got. You know these things, right? Thanks. Okay. Boo. 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 1, 2, 3. Boo. Boo. 3. 2. Ah, shit. Fuck. Ooh. Ooh. So, right, so that was a good work for set. 65s, 9 reps. I did that last week too. Been a little weak today because I got here later, so it's just throwing me off a little bit. But you know, you live and you learn, and you don't make the same mistake twice. Plain and simple. But you always be holding as many of those as I can. Man, you get so much out of those, so much more out of those sets when you're holding it instead of just throwing it around willy-nilly. Whew. Alrighty, so today we were 244.6. You know, the weight's going to fluctuate 2 to 3 pounds a day, give or take. Still hoping for that at 250 by the end of the year. I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it, man. So we're actually in a really big rush today because since I got here later, I eat all of my meals, and so does my dog. But he's due for a meal in about a half hour. So I'm gonna pose real quick and then shoot home and get him ready for his food, because my little man, he eats raw. He eats raw meat, beef, chicken, organs, bone, things like that. You know, we wouldn't be feeding him the doggy crappy fast food, the kibble. So let's see what the shoulders look like and continue from there. Alrighty. Ooh, yeah, they're nice and round for sure today. Feeling a little watery, but I've been trying to work on my hydration lately, so I was never drinking enough water to begin with, so I've been pounding and pounding like 2 gallons a day. Ooh. So yeah, my body has to recomp a little bit for that water. That front delt looks good again. Nice and pumped up. But guys, I gotta be honest, that's all I can do today, because I love you guys, but I love my dog too, and I can't share the love with him on YouTube. So I gotta share the love with him with belly rubs and treats and meals. So I gotta get home and share that love with him. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.